They will change your life. You've heard stories here today about people whose lives have been changed. Products that will help to create wealth. Let's take a closer look at how the plan truly works. Now, I mentioned to you the hand. There's 2 phases to the Power of Wealth program. The first 2 steps were what? 481 and finding 4. Their first step is 481 and finding 4. That's what we call the building phase. That's the work phase. That's the only phase that requires work. Then when we get into phase 2, which will be the right hand, that's the residual phase. All anybody's doing in that phase is what? Ordering the product and qualifying each month. We can even take that work out of it for you. We can automatically ship it to your people. If you say that I want these products and they're not going to change every single month, I want this category of products every single month, then you can do that and we can take the work out of it. But let's talk about the first 2 steps. You doing 481 and finding your 4. And they do 481 and find their 4. On and on and on. What happens? This is you, and you do your 481. You find your 4. You've got you plus 4 people, like we lined up in front up here. That will eventually become your first generation. When you advance up the scale high enough to the top level, these 4 people will become like your children when they move out of your house. You'll make $112.50 on those 4 people. Those 4 people go out and find 4 people. 4 times 4 is 16. You saw that up here. So 4 plus 16 is the top 20 club. Those first 2 fingers are your top 20 club. You're going to make $825 on doing that. When you get your top 20 in place, you've created enough money to do what? Pay back your 481. It hadn't cost you a dime once those 16 people get into place. And give you money left over, right? And that money that's left over can do what? Pay for that second month of product. Now, if you live in South Carolina and you have to have sales tax assessed, you might fall a little bit short. If you live outside of South Carolina, this model is based upon not charging sales tax. The reason being, if you live in Charleston, it's going to be 8.5% sales tax. The dirt we're standing on here is 9%. Miss Charlotte and Donzella, they pay 7%. If you live in Greenville, you pay 6%. So we can't show you all that in one presentation. So we just eliminated the sales tax. When those 16 people go out and find their 4, how many will you have? 64. How much will you make on those 64? $1,840.75. What have you done for those people? Absolutely nothing. What did you do to make that $1,840.75? Absolutely nothing. Now before then, yes, you did the 481, that's your work. Yes, you found your 4, that's your work. You made $112.50 to help offset this 481. And then you conveyed this to those 4 people to the point that they were willing to go out and get their 4. When they get their 4, you've recovered every bit of this, plus got money to make another order. After that, you have nothing in it. They go out and do their 4, you make that. When 64 go out and do 4, how many do you have? 256 people? Guess what you make then? It's over $4,000. Guess what? It does not stop there. If we had 7 fingers instead of 5, I could show you the 5th and the 6th. So you make even more. This is just building. This is just while you're working. That's all you have to do. 481 and find 4 to do 481, and they find their 4 to do 481, and they find their 4 to do 481. That is all the work that's in it. Just what you see there, the first 3 fingers, not the last one, is over $2,778. This can literally be done in 1 week's time. What's stopping this from happening? The speed of which you do what? Exactly. Now, how many of you have had people over to your house for dinner, or for a party, or to watch a ball game, or something like that? Every one of you in here have had people over. Could that not be a time that you could share this exciting opportunity? Just like Dr. Holt said, I've got something so exciting I want you to see. And when they find out that they're already using those products, they just need to change to a brand that will pay them back. And when they see this, don't you think they're excited to know that all I need are 4 people to do that same thing? When it gets to this point, do you think people are willing to stop? Do you think a $500 monthly order is going to stop them? The plan pays for it. The plan, once you get those first 20, has paid you back and given you the money for your reorder. And by that time, you ought to have 64 and 256 that's providing the money. You can't afford not to. That's phase 1, the building phase. And to recap it, what do? Spend $481, find 4 who spend $481, who find 4 to spend $481, and you go all the way down until you've done 6 generations. And you're not doing it. What are you doing? 4. Just 4. And then after that, everybody orders a qualifying order. When you get your top 20, you're at the top of the company. You're making the maximum amount of commissions off of your orders. And you are setting the stage to fill up 6 generations of people that are going to go to the top, and then you'll earn maximum commissions on that. Now, phase 2, what does this hand do? This hand represents what? I've already done my work. All I got to do now is what? It represents residual income, and it represents that every month everybody is ordering just a qualifying order, which is a 500 retail order, products that they're already consuming. And what will I make then? This is you. You'll make $93.75 off of your $375 that you pay. Your 4 people, you'll make $77 off of them, off of just their order. You'll make $220 off of those. Well, that's not a whole lot of money. But wait until you start getting over here. This is what we call the exponential growth. These people are already in place, and all they're doing, it's over $6,000 for just this hand. You got 2 more fingers we're not even showing you. And what's happening here? What are you doing here? Just your qualifying order. How many people in here place a qualifying order every month? Raise your hand. I want you to look around. How many of you in here place an order for greater than a qualifying order? How many people in here have done $1,200 orders in a month? How many people in here have done $2,400 in a month? How many people have done $3,600 orders in a month? What I'm trying to get you to see is 500 is what? A little bit. Would you say that a family of 4 represents the average American family? And the average American family consuming $500 worth of product is $125 per person. And we're talking about skin care, we're talking about hair care, we're talking about the best nutritional products in the world, we're talking about all-purpose gel. I can't say enough about that product. And we have had a run on all-purpose gel. I can tell you that. Yesterday, the first 3 calls that came in were all-purpose gel calls. That's how much you would make every single month forever and ever on just 4 generations, and we go 2 more generations. Would you say that's a complicated marketing program? Would you say that's hard to show to someone? Would you say that it's impossible that people could do this? Is it impossible that they could do a $481 investment in a business that's going to pay them, if they work this program, over $6,000 a month? Once you get so far, you can't stop it. Now, that's not doing what we presented this morning, going out and building customers. This is really just talking about what you and your family can consume. So when you think about building customers on top of this, when you think about that, hey, I might know more than 4 people that would be willing to do this. This is just the very basic plan. And the only thing that is stopping it is you. Your left hand holds the key to your fortune. Okay? The left hand was the building hand. Okay? That's where you do your 481 and you find your 4. Everybody does 481 and finds their 4. That holds the key to the fortune, because that's the building phase. After that, it's just simply sit back and do what? Place my order every single month, and everybody under me places their order every single month. And the plan will pay you to do that. Develop the left hand, and in the right hand you'll reap your fortune. You'll reap your results for the rest of your life as long as that plan is in place. Somebody starts dropping out and not doing their 500, that'll affect it, right? I say when they get to their 64, you can't afford to fall out. When you get your top 20, you got everything back, and all you did was 481 and find 4 to do 481. It's that easy. Which plan do you choose? Do I want to enhance my wealth? Do I want to retire? Do I want to be a benefactor? Do I want to be someone in my community that meets some of the needs in my community, whether that be your church needs, whether that be civic needs, whether that be whatever the needs of your community are. The plan one was the typical plan. You buy a starter packet and you just build a retail business and you do some sponsoring. Or plan two is the plan that I've just shown you, the accelerated growth. For a one-time nominal investment of $481, you receive products that will change your life, materials to build your wealth, and $500 retail products of your choice to consume, to retail, or to do both with. Your first-time investment is only $481. If you're a South Carolina resident, we have to charge you sales tax. Your sponsor will partner with you to try to help you. Where do you want to begin? Before I conclude, or before I leave the floor, I want to make sure you totally understand that. I don't want anybody to not know what needs to be done. To go out and to build wealth is just so simple that you only have to share with people that you know, people that you care about, people that you want to see in a better financial position. What do you have to tell them? What's the first step? 481. What's the second step? Find 4 people that are going to do what? And they're going to do what? Find their 4. And once everybody has done that, just those 2 steps, what does everybody do thereafter? A qualifying order. The beauty, the absolute beauty to me of this entire Power of Wealth program is 3 things. One is the simplicity of it. I don't have to know all the percentages. I don't have to know what makes up this computer and makes it run. I just want it to run, right? The beauty of the Power of Wealth plan is I don't have to know all that drives those numbers. I just have to know those numbers that I just shared. The simplicity of the program is what's so beautiful about it to me. The other thing that's so beautiful about it is everybody does the exact same thing. How many companies have you heard about that said, oh gosh, I wish I'd have got in on the ground floor? The people that got in on the ground floor made the money. Have you not heard that? I've gotten in too late, so I automatically think I don't have the possibility to make that money, right? In our company, that's wrong. If everybody does the exact same thing, which is the beauty of it, the third beauty is everybody will make the exact same thing. You with me? You'll make just as much as I make. Whichever one of us starts first will get there quicker because we started first. But if we all stay true to the plan, guess what? We'll all get there, and guess what else? We'll all make the exact same thing. Is that not beautiful to you? So I'm not taking advantage of anybody. I'm not out there for the money. I'm out there to do what? Better my fellow mankind. Do you really earnestly, burningly feel that inside? If you do, if you really burningly, earnestly feel that in the uttermost depths of your heart, you can't sleep at night till you share it. Do you know why? Because it's not about me, it's about who? It's about you. It's about bettering your health. It's about bettering your wealth. It's about extending your life. It's about giving you hope. It's about giving some people the only hope they will ever find. So that takes it out of a business perspective into a mission, because you have a purpose, because you have a product that we can line them up and they can tell what the product does for them. And this opportunity right here, that is the best kept secret.